Hello everyone, thank you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching the show. This is the one and only President Donald Trump. I want to thank you all. It's a tremendous, tremendous honor to be here on Optibotimus's YouTube channel. I want to thank all of you. And the people that are going to watch this video, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. We're going to have views like you've never seen before, because the most amazing thing, and frankly, we're going to sit there, we're going to talk about the good things that this figure has. And I'm going to tell you something that nobody else is going to do a review quite as good as yours truly. I'm going to do the best review that you've ever seen on this particular toy, and everybody's going to want to watch it. And like I said, the numbers that we're going to have, the viewership, it's going to be huge. Everybody's going to want to watch this video. So thank you so much. But I'm not actually going to do the review. That was a little bit of a lie. I just kind of did a little bit of a switch. I'm going to hand it back over to Optibotimus. He's going to do the review, so thank you so much. But I officially endorse this review by Optibotimus. Oh, whoa. Thank you, Mr. President. That was fantastic. I've never had an introduction quite like that. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers One Sentinel Prime. Now, they're calling these Prime Changers, which basically these are a little bit more budget-friendly deluxe figures. I think, I don't remember if it's Earth Spark or whatever it is, but they have another kind of line that's a little bit less than a deluxe figure. So instead of like a $25 figure, this is about a $20 figure, but is in kind of the same deluxe-ish kind of scale, I guess, but it's much more simplified. Although, I mean, truthfully, it's not that simplified, honestly. Setting him off, taking a look at the package. You got a really nice box here with the Transformers logo, Transformers 1 right there, Sentinel Prime. Like I said, it's a Prime Changer, real up-close image of him. One thing that's interesting is his jet mode. This thing doesn't look like that. And I'm trying to remember. I have seen the movie. Obviously, most people that are going to want to see the movie have already seen it. If you haven't seen it yet, you don't care enough about it. So I don't know if I'm going to spoil anything. But I don't remember if he looked like that or like that in the film. It's been a little while now since I've seen it. But we know that Sentinel Prime, more often than not, is not a very well-liked character. The most recent Sentinel Prime that we got was in Dark of the Moon, and he definitely wasn't a good guy, which definitely does show that Transformers 1 is not in the same kind of continuity as the Michael Bay movies. So there's that. Come on to the back or the side. You got images of all the different characters that are primarily in the movie, with like Orion Pax, Megatron, Bumblebee, Elita 1, and you can see that Sentinel actually transforms in 16 steps, which isn't really bad, honestly, for like a simplified figure. So you do have that, but for the box, that's about it. Here's the toy, and honestly, he's not a bad figure. All of these are actually pretty decent figures, and I think that this guy also turned out pretty decently. For some comparisons, let me bring in the Prime Changing Alpha Trion. So you got that guy right now. You can kind of see how big that scales. And then because I didn't get the Optimus, I have the Studio Series version of Optimus primarily, but here that is, and you can definitely see that the Studio Series figures do get a little bit larger. Obviously, there's a little bit more involved in it, a little bit more not that, like, there's pretty decent amount of detail in these guys. But a little bit more engineered or engineering going into this guy. And I think that I really do hope that they do bring to us a lot of, and it's the same kind of thing with this dude. I really do hope that they give us Studio Series versions of them. That would be really cool. I would really like those. But for Sentinel, here he is. Weapons, you can see that he does have a shield that you can have pegged in right here. You also have these little shoulder weapons, which they tell you to put them there. But interestingly enough, the peg is on the actual body, and then there's a hole. So they don't really do that a lot of times. Usually it's like a peg going into a hole, not like there's usually a peg on the weapon, which is interesting. So there's not a lot of other pegs on here. So you can take this and you can put it there if you want to. But in terms of storage, there's not a hell of a lot of options other than that on his shoulder and then on these little wings, which realistically should be like a cape. So, I mean, you could do something like that. And then you got these weapons that plug in there. And again, you got the hole right there. So you can take these and you can plug these in. If you don't have the shield on there, you plug that in there. And you can have that, or he can actually hold them because he's got hands. So you could do something like that if you really want to. I just leave them there for the most part because it works better for the vehicle mode and stuff. But the overall look on the figure is pretty decent. Coming in to take a closer look at his head sculpt there. That is a really impressive head sculpt. Looks really nice. Pretty decent for the most part. I would say relatively accurate. Again, I'd have to go back and rewatch the movie, which I don't know if it's in theaters anymore, at least in my area, but I would imagine that it's going to be coming out on digital download fairly soon because it did not do very well financially at the theater. But the overall look on him is pretty decent. I do like it. I'm looking through here and I don't really see an Autobot logo on there, which, I mean, that's neither here nor there, I guess, because while he was an Autobot and a Prime, again, spoiler alert, he was kind of the bad guy in it, so, it is what it is. But the overall look on him is pretty decent. You do got some hollow sections here in the back leg area, but at least that kind of sort of covers that and fills that area. Again, he's got wings here. Realistically, he should have a cape. You can open those if you really want to. So again, I do hope that we do get a Studio Series version of this guy, just because I think that would be cooler, for the most part. You get a better engineered figure. Not that this one's bad, because again, it's pretty decent. Articulation wise, the head is on a ball joint, it feels like, so you do get a little bit of range of motion. The shoulders, interestingly enough, do kind of lock. I guess that's part of the transformation. Do have kind of like a locking point, which is a little bit annoying, but you do have the swivel forward and back, in and out. He rotates at the elbow itself. No rotation at the wrist or anything. You can bend it there. He does have a waist swivel. The hips do move forward, back, in and out. Those are on ball joints. Yeah. Does rotate at the upper part of the thigh, bends at the knee, but again, there is a locking point right there. So it swoops in and locks. I do like the fact that he does have kind of sort of ankle articulation, not a lot, but it does have the tilt in there, which that's really nice to still see. So overall, like I said, overall decent design. I'm quite happy with how he turned out. I would prefer the Studio Series, but he's decent nonetheless. And like I said, budget friendly. He's only about a $20 figure, which, yeah, people are going to be like, $20. Especially since they complained about Steeljaw being a $15 figure. Or no, not even 15. Was it $10? I don't remember. So people probably complain about this guy as well. But I think for the most part, he looks pretty decent. I'm happy with him. Can't really think beyond that about any real complaints or anything like that, but he's decent. For his transformation, first what we're going to do, we're going to rotate his forearms just like that, just to kind of bring those into place. And then you're going to rotate this piece here on the side down just like that. Going to straighten out his head, straighten out all that stuff. Then come around to the backpack. You want to pull this away and detach this, and then this is going to hinge down. Then at this point, you can take his head, detach that, and that will loosen up this entire front section. Then you're going to rotate that all the way around. Then the arms, you're going to bring these up. Just like that. And then you're like that. There. Yeah, well, maybe like that. No, that's not going to be right either, because that's going to be the front. All right. Oh, there we go. Bring it like that. Rotate that around and bring that up. Now, this part does get a little bit tricky to kind of do. You got all these different connecting points along the side. So just kind of fit everything and squeeze everything together. It's not the most easy thing. So just kind of squeeze all the way around, all the way up towards the front. Now, this does not it's not bad, but you can see that it's not completely squeezed together. It doesn't like completely collapsing. So that is annoying for the most part. But there you have that. Come down here. You can bring this section up. I just usually will leave this attached like that for the time being. I'm going to remove these. Just kind of leave that there. Now we're going to come down here to the legs. Come around here to the back. You can take these bits, kind of spread the legs a little bit. Rotate these bits out on both sides. And then take the foot and collapse that into the back. Very stiff joints on this as well. Just like that. Then you're going to rotate these around. Or no, that's right. So like that. Keeping that on the top. And then this is going to bend and then collapse down. Now, once you get that kind of situated, you got a little post sort of thing right here that's going to connect into the inside here of the bottom of his foot, and it'll sit right there. Do that on this side as well, although it doesn't like staying in. And then you can bring these two, so bring all that together here in the back, kind of connect these, and then it's a little bit easier to line those up and get those to stay, just like that. And then take this entire section, you're going to hinge this up. That will come down and lock down like that. And then this, you got a little slot section here that's going to line up with that. That will then just swoop into place there. Push that down. Should just relatively line up for the most part just by itself. And then take the wings and open these just like that. Then you can take these weapons. Then you got those shoulder sections that you can put there. You can leave these attached. You would just have to rotate these while it's on his shoulder in robot mode. Again, it just doesn't like staying connected there. It's it's a little bit off. There we go. There, and then you take this guy, and then you got this section. Put that right there. Just kind of fills in the back. And there you have him in his Cybertronian jet mode again. It doesn't really look like... Well, no, I threw the box all the way over there. It doesn't really look like the jet mode on the package. So again, I don't know necessarily if this is accurate or if the image on the package is accurate. Either way, it's not bad. It's weird. I like the wings, how they kind of swoop forward like that. Very, Cyclonus-ish. Colors are pretty decent. Very dirge looking in terms of the colors, with the yellowish brown and then the darkish blue. So, in general, it's pretty decent. Here is the quintesson. So, you can see the scaling is roughly the same, like I said, with these guys. So, that's pretty decent, I would say. I just don't like that you can't connect that very well. That's the only part that I would really kind of complain about. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's not overly complex or anything. But that's the design of the toy. And it doesn't have landing gear or anything. Because, why do we always complain about Transformer toys not having landing gear, because when they're going to land, they're going to transform into their robot mode, right? So I don't know why I would even bring that up, but for the most part, I do like it. It's a fun representation of the character. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I do hope that we do get a studio series version. I feel like we probably will in a year or so. So I definitely think that in the meantime, this is a decent placeholder for him. I mean, if you like the character, like I said, he was the primary bad guy in the movie. So, well, I mean, there's Megatron as well, but, you know, Megatron becomes Megatron because of this guy. Spoiler, I know. So for the most part, I do like the figure. I do think he's worth picking up. $20, like I said, is kind of the going price now, considering like these guys are like $25. I don't know, like, as I'm sitting here talking about it, I feel like it's not an overly spectacular figure. It you know, the transformation does some things. He's okay. Pick him up if you see him, and if you're so inclined and you don't have anything else to buy, I guess it would be my biggest recommendation. Ultimately, I think that the studio series will produce a better version of them. So you can either pick this guy up or wait for the chance that they actually do that. So I don't know. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. I forgot Prime Changers. I forgot what we're calling them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, show me that by hitting that like button. That little thumbs up right down there really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really very much appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That allows you to get notifications whenever I upload new videos, do go live, things of that nature. It's always super fun going live, and I love it when all you guys come and hang out with me. So make sure you have those notifications so you can come and hang out, party with me on the weekend, things like that. But there you go, guys. Until next time, I want to thank you all so much again for tuning in and watching. And until next time, I think I've already said that like 3 times. This is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and Auf Wiedersehen.